Hey, today we're going to talk about online proprietary nurse practitioner programs compared with traditional university-based nurse practitioner programs, and I'm going to tell you why I chose the one I did. Hey, my name's Rick. I'm a registered nurse working in the emergency department and a current PMHNP student. About in the second semester of my program and 5 more to go. So in this video, I want to talk about the many choices that you have in deciding which nurse practitioner program you want to go to. I think we're fortunate today in that we have many different options to choose from. There are 100% online options that you can take. There are hybrid programs that you can take. You can go on campus to a traditional university if that's what you want to do. There are accelerated programs, there's part-time programs. I mean, there's just a tremendous amount of flexibility. But which one is best? And that's the question we want to try to answer today. And I'm going to give you that answer from my perspective and why I chose the program that I did choose. Now, I want to make sure that I say this right from the beginning. I'm not going to tell you what is right for you. I'm not going to tell you that the program you're in is better or worse than the program I'm in. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to share my experience, my thought process about why I chose my program, and some of the pros and cons of each of the different ways that you could go. So let me know if you have questions after we get finished here. Just put them down in the comments. I read them all. I reply to them all. So, and it really helps me understand whether I'm getting the message through or what else you might like to know about. All right, so when I talk about proprietary nurse practitioner programs, I'm talking about things like Fortis, Walden. I can't remember if Phoenix has one or not, but it's the ones that do not have a physical university location. They're 100% online. They might have a regional location, but you know the ones that I'm talking about. All right, so there's a lot of advantages to those. First of all, flexibility has to be one of the top advantages to these programs. You can almost mold the program around your lifestyle and around your needs and the availability that you have. Cost is another advantage. The cost for those programs is typically less than what you're going to see at a traditional university. Another advantage I think that these programs have is convenience. You can jump in and jump out as you need to if that's something you need to do in your nurse practitioner training, because life happens. You might need to be able to do that from time to time. Certainly one of the downsides is limited interaction. You don't get to see the students that much. You have very little interaction from the standpoint of faculty and students. Of course, a lot of it is what you make out of it, but there's really no kind of centralized way for everybody to connect from that standpoint. Time management is another consideration when you're going through one of the proprietary programs, I think, because you are really out on an island. And it requires a very well-disciplined person, I think. Requires somebody who has got accountability to themselves and a commitment to get through the program. On the other hand, you also have now the more traditional programs. And these would be programs that are run by a traditional university that has an on-campus presence in either in your town or near a place that you have access to. These programs typically have a pretty strong online presence as well, similar to the proprietary nurse practitioner programs. But it's oftentimes a hybrid program where you might have some time on the actual campus of the university in addition to the online stuff that you're doing. Cost is probably a consideration you need to make with these programs. They're typically going to cost a little bit more than one of the proprietary programs might cost. The upside on those types of programs, I think there is a slightly stronger reputation of the program just because it piggybacks on that of an established university. I mean, some of these universities have been around for more than 100 years. So there's a lot of reputation in that, and that might mean something to an employer that is looking at your credentials before making a hiring decision. I don't think it's going to be a make or break type of thing, but it could have an impact. One of the things you also get at a more traditional type of university is the networking ability, particularly if you're going to one that's based in your town or in your location. You'll have a chance, a better chance, I think, to connect with professors and other students that open up the network that you might have when you leave school and start looking for a job. I think that's an advantage you might find in those. One of the disadvantages that kind of mirrors what you'll find in the proprietary schools is that there's still going to be limited interaction. Even the traditional universities that offer an online program, yes, there is some time on the campus, but they're still mostly online, and it's going to be very limited interaction with some of your other students and your professors. And let me say this about every single one of these programs, and that is accreditation. Before you ever sign up for one of these programs, whether it's a traditional university or whether it's one of the proprietary programs, check and double check to make sure it is an accredited program. Believe me, some of them are not, and you don't want to spend all the time, all the money, all the effort, and get to the end of the program and find out you can't get licensed in your state because it's not accredited. It has happened. So make sure you check that out, regardless of the type of university or school you go through. So which one did I choose to use for my PMHNP program? I chose the traditional university. And here's why. Not because I didn't think I couldn't get the education at any of the other ones, but before I started applying to any nurse practitioner program, I looked around on LinkedIn at the PMHNPs that were employed, actively working in my area, the area that I wanted to go to work at, and to see what programs or what kind of education they had. And in my area, it was overwhelmingly from traditional universities. Now, we have at least 3 traditional universities in my area that offer nurse practitioner programs. I'm going through one of the newer programs. And actually, I'm in a program where we're the first cohort. But it's the university that I went through to get my BS in. They reached out to me. They said, hey, we have some incentives for you to start your master's program with us since you graduated from us. That made sense to me. But really the biggest deciding factor was looking at the community of PMHNPs in my area, the community of people that were working in the jobs that I wanted to work in, the community of the people that are doing what I want to do when I get out of my program. And I looked at where did they go. And overwhelmingly, it was from a traditional university program. So that is the number one reason why I picked a traditional university program. If it were different, if it were where everybody around here had not done that, then I would have been perfectly fine going with one of the proprietary programs. They both offer a quality education, and it just came to my circumstances. Because my previous career, I'd been a career counselor, I'd been an executive recruiter, so I'm very conscious of planning well before I'm looking for a job, getting myself situated in a position to get a job. So that is probably the number one reason I picked the traditional university route. So what do you think? Which route do you think is best for you? One's not necessarily better than the other. It really depends upon your individual situation. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Please put the comments below, and of course any questions that you have. I answer every single one of them. Please also consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. That really helps YouTube see that people are interested in this information and they will get it out to other people that it might be helpful for. All right? Hey, thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.